Nobody talks about what happens after a rebuild finally works, because the real fear doesn't start in the workshop. It starts the moment somebody else drives it. More than a year after crashing his Bugatti Chiron, FX Alex G was finally about to sit behind the wheel again. But before the engine even started, Matt Armstrong admitted something that completely changed the mood of the entire moment. And once you hear it, you understand why his hands were shaking the entire drive.
I think it's pretty much ready for you to drive and move.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm excited because I've never done a car for somebody else. It's always been myself. So like now I'm nervous because it's like my life is in your hands right now.
Very much.
Yeah, and I know he ain't a sensible driver.
Yeah.
It's literally I've seen his drive.
Yeah, we've seen that.
I'll be the ultimate test driver to make sure his work is good. Say that. Thanks.
I'm actually scared for this. Like I'm scared.
Over a year since the crash. Over a year since he last drove the car. That means the last memory Alex had inside this Chiron wasn't excitement, it wasn't speed, it was impact. And Matt suddenly realized this wasn't just a test drive anymore. It was somebody reliving the exact machine that almost destroyed itself in front of him. Everything leading to this moment sounded impossible from the start. Bugatti refused parts. The car had been split apart. Entire sections had to be recreated independently. Volkswagen parts were cross-referenced. Chassis sections were fabricated manually. Bob welded aluminum structures most shops would never even touch. But none of that was the scary part. The scary part was what happened once the car actually started moving. Matt tried to joke about it at first, but you could hear the truth underneath every word. He admitted this was the first time he'd rebuilt a car for someone else. That changes everything. When it's your own car, failure only affects you. But when it's somebody else's multi-million-pound hypercar, every sound suddenly feels dangerous. Every vibration matters. And Matt knew Alex wasn't exactly the kind of driver who takes things slowly. Then Alex said something that should have reassured Matt, but somehow made it worse. He called himself the ultimate test driver, which sounds funny until you realize what that actually means. Ultimate test drivers don't cruise gently. They push, they stress components, they expose weaknesses. And Matt immediately understood this wasn't going to be a careful little drive around the block. But then another detail surfaced that made the situation even more intense. The last time the car had been driven during testing, it had no coolant running through the system. Now everything was properly filled, properly functioning, fully circulating. Meaning for the first time, the Chiron was about to behave like a real Chiron again. And that's when Matt said the one thing nobody else had considered. Alex might actually get PTSD from driving it. That line changed the atmosphere instantly. Because suddenly this wasn't just about mechanics anymore. It became psychological. The last time Alex touched the throttle in this car, it ended in disaster. Now he was climbing back into the exact same machine, rebuilt from that wreckage. And once the W16 fired into life, you could feel the tension hit everybody standing around the car. The joking continued, but it wasn't hiding the fear anymore. Matt watched from outside as Alex pulled away slowly, testing the steering, listening to the engine, feeling the throttle response. And then, Matt realized something else that nobody expected. The rebuilt Chiron actually felt sharper than before. Without the destroyed, damaged sections weighing it down, the car felt lighter, more aggressive, more responsive. Which sounds amazing, until you remember who's driving it. And suddenly Matt's panic stopped sounding exaggerated. The moment Alex started accelerating harder, everything changed. Matt's voice stopped sounding confident. The fear became real. You could literally hear it building with every second of the drive. Because this wasn't a controlled workshop environment anymore. This was a rebuilt Chiron being pushed on public roads with missing body panels and no windscreen. And then Alex started talking about speed. That's when Matt completely lost his composure. Not because he thought the rebuild would fail, but because the car still wasn't fully finished. The cosmetic work wasn't complete. The sealing wasn't complete. Final assembly hadn't happened yet. But Alex could already feel how strong the rebuild was. The acceleration, the response, the way the car pulled under power. Everything was working exactly like it should. And honestly, that became the most important moment of the entire rebuild. Because this wasn't a gentle success story anymore. This was real-world stress testing. Real acceleration, real pressure. A driver known for pushing cars hard immediately put the rebuilt Chiron under load. And nothing failed. The gearbox worked. The cooling system worked. The fabricated chassis worked. The recreated crash structures held perfectly. Every independent repair everybody doubted suddenly proved itself under genuine stress. And that's why Matt's reaction became so emotional. Because deep down, The fear was never really about whether the rebuild was good enough. The fear came from watching something built entirely by hand finally leave his control. That's what made his hands shake. That's what made this drive feel different. And when the Chiron survived Alex pushing it hard, the rebuild stopped being a theory. It became proof that the impossible rebuild worked. Proof that independent builders can repair hypercars at the highest level. And proof that what Bugatti called impossible might never have been impossible at all. You could feel the atmosphere changing before the car even moved. Everyone was laughing, joking around, throwing dark humor into the air. But there was one problem nobody wanted to say out loud yet. And once Alex touched the throttle, Matt realized exactly how dangerous this moment actually was. The jokes were covering real fear. People kept bringing up Matt's earlier test drive when the Bugatti Chiron barely had a windscreen and looked like it was being held together by pure optimism. Everyone laughed because laughing was easier than admitting the rebuild was about to face its biggest test yet. Because for the first time, Matt wouldn't be the one in control. Then Alex climbed inside. The second the W16 fired up, the mood shifted instantly. The engine didn't sound like a project anymore, it sounded like a real Chiron again. And standing outside the car, watching someone else prepare to drive away in something he rebuilt by hand, Matt suddenly understood why this felt so personal. But what he said next revealed exactly how emotionally attached he'd become to the car. He compared it to watching your kid ride a bike without stabilizers for the first time. That's the perfect way to describe it, because this wasn't just another repair anymore. Matt had spent months rebuilding destroyed metal, fabricating missing structures, fighting through failed parts sourcing and endless setbacks. Now all of that work was about to leave his control completely. And he had no idea what was about to happen once Alex started pushing it. At first, the drive looked calm. Alex pulled away slowly, testing the throttle response, listening to the engine, feeling the steering. But within seconds, something became obvious that Matt probably didn't expect. The Chiron felt sharper than before. Without the destroyed, damaged sections weighing it down, the car reacted harder, quicker, more aggressively. Which sounds exciting, until you realize who's sitting in the passenger seat. Because Matt immediately started panicking. You could hear the fear rising in his voice almost instantly. The jokes disappeared. The confidence disappeared. Suddenly, this sounded less like YouTube content and more like somebody realizing their rebuild was being stress-tested in real time. And once Alex started accelerating harder, Matt completely lost his comfort zone. "Get me out of this." That line didn't sound scripted. It sounded real. Because this is the nightmare every builder secretly thinks about. Watching someone push your work hard at speed while you sit there hoping every bolt, every weld, every fabricated section survives the pressure. And the craziest part? The car still wasn't finished yet. No proper windscreen. Missing body panels. Still cosmetically incomplete. But Alex was already driving it, like the rebuild had been factory tested. And that's where Matt's anxiety started turning into genuine fear. The faster the Chiron went, the more you could hear the panic building in his voice. Because this wasn't some gentle cruise anymore. Alex was testing acceleration properly. Testing stability properly. Testing the rebuild exactly the way hypercars get tested in the real world. Then things escalated even further. Suddenly they were talking about max speed in a half-finished Chiron on public roads. And Matt instantly started begging Alex not to push the car that far yet. Not because he thought the rebuild would fail, but because the car still had unfinished work left. Final speed runs are supposed to happen after complete assembly, after sealing, after final checks, not while the car still looks mid-project. But Alex could already feel how strong the rebuild was. The power delivery felt right. The steering felt right. The acceleration felt violent in the exact way a Chiron should. And that's what made this moment unbelievable. Because despite Matt's shaking hands, despite the missing panels, despite the fear pouring out of his voice, the rebuilt Chiron kept performing perfectly under pressure. The gearbox held. The fabricated chassis held. The repaired cooling system held. Every custom solution everybody doubted suddenly proved itself at real speed. Bob's welds held together under load. The recreated crash structure worked. The cross-referenced Volkswagen parts functioned flawlessly. And none of it failed under aggressive driving from the exact same owner who crashed the car originally. That's why this moment mattered so much. Not because the car simply drove again, but because it survived real stress, real acceleration, real confidence testing. And deep down, Matt's fear was never about whether the rebuild was bad. It was about watching something he personally rebuilt finally get pushed beyond his own control. And when the Chiron handled it effortlessly, the impossible rebuild stopped looking impossible.